almost at sundown on the Tuesday before Auckland. Auckland's this Sunday. Hectic schedule today, just nice and easy, just tick the legs over, make sure I'm all good to go. Been a pretty warm couple of days. In contrast to the conditions that are going to be prevailing on Sunday across the ditch. I think you'll see it on screen now. This is
the temperatures as of Tuesday afternoon. Very warm for October afternoon, but there you go. Ideal for training, I bet. But
yeah, it's pretty much fun and more fun the weather, which makes it harder to get out and do things, but well, onwards and upwards, and sometimes you got to sweat it out, and this is going to help. We'll probably head home for a midnight skip, because I haven't had one for a couple of nights. I don't know why I haven't been able to sleep, but anyway, hopefully I'll be able to get some good night's sleep tonight. Got to start packing tomorrow because Thursday's going to be busy. Thursday's going to be an very early night's rest, because I've got to go to work 2 hours earlier on the Friday at 3 a.m. So, in order to make the flights. The flight out of Auckland, a flight into Auckland leaves Brisbane at 6 p.m. 6:05 p.m. So I have to be in Brisbane basically by 3:30. We've got a 12:50 departure. In theory, it should get in about 2 o'clock, which then leaves me 4 hours to play with. If it's an hour delayed and coming into Brisbane, no problems. If it's 2 hours delayed, start worrying. If it's cancelled, beg, steal and borrow. But I'm not going to think about that. I can't think about that. That's something I can't control. And it looks as though the weather's going to be okay. And I have to decide whether I'm going to take carry on or not. I'm not sure if it's going to be suspicious if anyone sees me taking carry on an international trip, but I'm pretty sure other people do it now these days to avoid the hassle of the baggage drop. Just depends how much I want to take over and how much I want to drop back, and if I'm allowed to take my laptop bag as a separate bag, or if I have to shove it in the actual bag itself, if I can be bothered. So that's Tuesday done and dusted. One more run tomorrow, similar to today, just nice and easy. Tick them over about half an hour or so, just nothing strenuous. Get the legs ticking over, and then pack and get the job done. No delays on the domestic flight. Baggage arrived safely. All systems go. Of course, this terminal will be heaving in 10 years' time when the Olympics come to town. But for now, there's only a handful of flights departing. It's still rebuilding from all the shit that's happened in the last 2 years. Yeah, it's a long queue, but you also got to remind yourself that there's also flights to Wellington and Christchurch within a 10-minute radius of the Auckland flight, so we've just got to be patient. Let that crowd subside a little bit and then we'll check in.
Boom 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 boom.
Grey old miserable day, and I think it's going to be worse tomorrow. Bless the mess, but yeah, it's a bit of an afternoon sesh, but I've got to go to the cloud and pick up Wi-Fi. This room has to be said, it's not the first choice of mine, because the original choice denied after hours entry, after hours check-in, so the runners to the proprietors of the Empire Apartments, go fuck yourselves. But yeah, this looks like it's probably a better room, to be honest, anyway. Cooking facilities was good, so I'll make sure I've got something to cook, which is great. Please don't know when as well. Door, got to remember that. Fridge, microwave, washing, everything's there which you need in a nice compact area, so it's pretty good. A little more expensive than I would have liked, but well, that's what happens when you book last minute. So anyway, the plan is off to the cloud, pick up my race gear, and then we go get some lunch, pick up some dinner, and go from there. Some reason drawn to the historical wall. This is only 30 years old. All the pictures and whatnot. All the pictures, and they've got the winners down the bottom. Not really household names because New Zealand's so far away, so the big guns don't often wander out. But if we look down there, 2018, that was the year I ran. I certainly was not the winner that day. They even managed to run it in 2020 and 2021, but it was basically locals only. The internationals are back for 2022. There's a prize I won't be winning, but I'm sure it'll be worth it. It's going to be a bit hard to, of course they go up the northern side, which is the hardest part. Don't do it in the southern zone because they don't want to have guys running in about 30 seconds. There's the start area. I'll show you that tomorrow. Just wander in now. The course, it's a bit of an awkward angle, but from what I remember of it, that section there is uphill, is undulating rather than uphill. And that downstairs down there, once across the other side of the bridge, that's pretty much flat. Just watch them pointing in there. Beautiful, we've got a weather pointer. Fantastic. And I really should take note of the finish, because last time I got here it took me an age to work out where the bag collection was. Now I've got to remember to go straight through and straight to the end, rather than walk around aimlessly for 20 minutes to try and work out, okay, where's my bag, where's my bag, oh crap, there's my bag. Of course here they personalise the merch and try and find your name, but good luck trying to find it. Like really good luck trying to find it. It's in there somewhere. I think I might have actually found it. Hang on, we'll just zoom in, zoom in. It's nice to know they actually spelt my name correctly, unlike some other organisations have in the past. Boy, she's looking miserable out there. I think we're starting somewhere over there. Well, certainly spending time in that direction and then coming back somewhere over the harbour bridge. I'm not sure if you can see it very well from there, but there may be some cars going over. We'll be on the other side of that tomorrow, early in the morning. Very good morning. Weather's a bit ordinary outside and I'm ready to go. Well, sort of. I've just got a couple of things to put over the top and then prepare for the wet weather. Not much else to be said. I'm just going to get down to the ferry. And then get across the start line. And by the time we get there, we should have about an hour to get ourselves organised and ready to go. And then, see how wet we get. It is terrible conditions for running. It is cold and wet. It is wet, like very, very wet. Very slick out here. I've not run marathons in such heavy weather, so heavy rain, so this is going to be an adventure into the unknown almost. I suppose everyone will be huddled for the very limited shade, for very limited shelter from the elements from this rain when I get across the other side of the harbour, which I've got to do very quickly, because if I don't do it very quickly, get on a boat very quickly, I might not make it, but we'll see how we go. There'll be a few people who aren't so keen to get out of there, but soon going to have to. blame them for wanting to stay in here. It's warm. It's not. We're not being saturated. If it was dry, I'd be over there right now warming up, but it's very, very wet. I don't think it's going to improve much. Like, yes, there has been rain at times back at home, but generally speaking, that's because, you know, it's a cloud gas because it's been so hot and needed relief from the heat and humidity. This is probably more like your Melbourne rain. Cold, wet. Haven't been running rain like this for some time. Environment conditions like this as well. Usually the last few runs I've done in the rain has been like tropical downpour or light shower. This is something totally different. Well, there's going to be a mad rush for the bag drop because understandably not many people are going outside. Even more understandably, a lot of people still hang on to their gear, so there's going to be a mad rush in the next 10 minutes. So that's why I had to take advantage when I did. Now, I have to try and warm up while we're in the toilet queue. And we've got to hope that, not so much the rain eases, but hope to get out of there with about 10 minutes to spare. So I don't normally like to rush, but it's going to be a long queue. And we've got to get this done. Just to make sure, because it's going to be, as sure as I can't, we don't really want to stop in the rain today. Just want to keep going. That's going to be the motivator, the rain, keep me going. Yeah folks, everyone's huddled up in the shelter. They're not keen to go out. I've got to drop the gear bag off and then straight back inside. It's got to be the plan. Make sure it gets in. But we're going to get out of here first. There will be a lot of
we wish you all a great race today and we'll see you at the finish line.
There's going to be a lot of people making the mad dash because it is
Morning everyone, welcome to the Barfoot and Thompson Auckland.
Of course, these conditions build character, reveal character, all that sort of thing. If you don't have kahunas, you shouldn't be out here, and trust me, there's a lot of these people here, they have kahunas. Normally there'd be a lot of people warming up or standing ready, there you go, but there's only a few souls brave enough to warm up, and a lot of them are still at the ferry terminal staying under the shelter. And we are 20 minutes out. Ooh. And we are 20 minutes out, and this is the rain is playing havoc with the camera, so this is just ridiculous. No sign of it letting up. We're 10 minutes out from the start thereabouts. I don't think there'll be people keen to come out until there's like 5 minutes to go, but we're going to have to come out shortly. So these roads are going to be like extremely slick, so any chances of a fast time are probably out the window. But, well, to be honest, it's a little bit lighter out here than it was under the tree, but I'm not exactly sure why. The people in the adjoining house are probably thinking, well, I know these guys are crazy at the best of times, but seriously, they're worse. They'll still be coming in, they'll be dashing in because it's like 5 minutes before race starts, so people will be absolutely dashing in trying to get to the starting time.
Take your marks. Boom.
won't be winning any prizes. My legs are wrecked. And I haven't even got to the bridge yet, so that's a worry. But we're on it, so at least we don't have to worry about getting the other side of the harbour. No, this is not a good idea. Maybe I think I've probably tried so hard to get myself up and ready for this hurricane to overtrain, perhaps. Or the fact that, there's only 3 weeks between marathons, it's not exactly easy. I haven't, had this loading for a while. Unfortunately, I'm just absolutely gonski climbing up this hill. We're up to 14k now in the actual race. So we're at 134 at 14k, so 28k in about 3 hours 15 I've got to get the queue time, but I don't think I'm going to make it. As you can see, there are guys who've gone a little more conservative and been able to get the trip, and me, I'm just totaled. It was always my intention to walk a lot of this anyway. Unlike the Sydney Harbour Bridge, which is a little more gradual, this is a little steeper. It's also 14k in. The Sydney Harbour Bridge, for those of you who watch my Sydney Half Marathon vid, was like 2k's in. So the legs were fresher. I was able to go harder for longer and then cruise through the rest. Whereas here, 14k's, and it hasn't all been flat. It's certainly been uphill, downhill, uphill, downhill. Feels like a lot more uphill than down. Now, unlike Sydney as well, this hasn't been closed off to traffic, but it's closed off a couple of lanes for us. I don't know what the problem is here. I thought it was a long way across.
Oh, okay, good.
Must be a race leader coming through. Yeah, hang on, the half marathons are coming through. They're the leaders of the half marathon, so they're probably the ones looking for the cash prizes for this half hour. Well, not the cash prizes, but the free entries this half hour. First, second. Being third's not far behind them. I will say though that because of the weather, I think I abandoned most thoughts of getting a time. But it probably also means that I'm probably going to have to replan for next year. I'm probably going to have to do a marathon which earlier in the year before Canberra, because I don't want to rely on Canberra to be the qualifier, especially as we're going back to the June date. We're about halfway up, I think. That pylon in the distance, and as the rain starts to pick up again, that pylon in the distance I think represents the peak, and then we're going to fly downhill as the next third and fourth and a half go through. We'll let them go for the fast pace. They're a bit more elite than I am anyway. The one past me is not a half marathoner, she's a full marathoner. Certainly a type for this weather. It is, I wouldn't say bitterly cold, but it isn't exactly the warmest day out there. I mean, the volleys are all throughout the bridge. There's a lot of volleys here. My groin is not feeling good at the moment. My legs are feeling extremely heavy. Price I pay for trying to keep up, I think I'll try and keep up with the 4:15 group early, but on a course like this, no. I was actually hoping to keep up with the 4:30 group at the start, but couldn't get back far enough, and then everyone was going forward the line, so I felt compelled, and I went too hard too early. Still, It's fairly flat on the other side, so if I can find the legs, I know it's an if. There's the next group going through. If I can find the legs and that's an if, then who knows. But yeah, let's try and get a bit lower just to try and give you a bit more idea of the steepness. It is steep as. It's more like the Gateway Bridge in so many ways in terms of steepness in Brisbane. Not the Story Bridge, but the Gateway Bridge, the one from Bridge to Brisbane. If you want to compare it to anything, very, very steep. Rainy day out in the harbour, rainy day in the city. There's always one. So maybe if I let my legs recover, maybe I can get a bit closer where I want to be, but I'm certainly not banking on it. I may have to walk to the finish, because I'm not leaving this country without a medal at the very least. I'm not overly worried about the time anymore. I just hope I can stay out of the way. Obviously a lot of people are enjoying this. So we're about to head down the other side. Now I'm probably going to be the slowest time up over this section in the of the marathoners, but anyway, this might be interesting. It might be a bit of a wake over there. Okay, we're about to hit the top. So at least the hard bit's over. From here it's reasonably downhill on the other side, and then we're reasonably home free. But the legs aren't feeling it today, so maybe this was one race too far. But it's worth the trip just to get overseas again. Get out of the country, even for a little while, and add to life's adventures. There'll be the odd person stop at the top just to take it in, maybe try and sneak a picture in or three. We've reached the midpoint of the bridge, which is great. Even Benny's now can roll down the other side here. Unfortunately, that kilometre has taken the best part of 10 minutes, so that just shows how trash my legs are. But now we're on the other side, we can make up a little bit of time coming down this hill. That's the Auckland Harbour Bridge. Pretty different to the Sydney Harbour Bridge, but there you go. Hopefully it gets easier from here. I've got to be careful here because downhill and wet conditions are slick. So I've got to be a bit careful. And there's the bottom.
Not bother?
Mean brother. Not looking good, mate. Not feeling good anyway. The legs are shit. Mate. This is what happens when we've had groin issues for nearly 18 months. So, yep. Finally, we're at the bottom. We can get on with the rest of the day. probably the positive from the day. Man, it was tough conditions. It was brutal. I was just gone after in case. The frustrating thing was pace when I was able to go, because I found a way to go last 20k or so. The pace on the strategy would have been good enough, but had mid-race meltdown and that was that. But anyway, second bit of hardware from an overseas marathon, so some may not be sneezed at, and I'm just glad to get out of the rain. It was, it was probably there wasn't the most ideal conditions to run in. Perhaps maybe the legs aren't geared to the short turnaround anymore. Perhaps my legs aren't geared to the short turnarounds, so maybe I need to be a bit more circumspect with what I choose. In any case, I'm off to back home. We'll just wait and see which gate we are. I have a feeling we know which one it is based upon that. Wish I could turn around easily, but anyway. Air New Zealand gates are over to my left, so I'm guessing he'll be in there. Yeah, nice flight, listen to some tunes, have a snooze. I'll be back in Rocky that and just back in on the night. One race to go this year, and I'm not going to take Point to Pinnacle all that seriously. I've got no idea of what actually I'm going to wear, so I'm just not going to take it all that seriously. Just going to enjoy the view and take some snaps and do more vids of it this year. Because last time I couldn't get up to the top, so hopefully this year will be different, but hopefully the weather is a bit better. Apparently pre-season training starts before then, so not sure what I'll do. And then I'll settle on next year's schedule. I may have to try and find another marathon to qualify at earlier before Canberra, because if I'm going to qualify for this Comrades, I don't want to be banking on Canberra. I want somewhere a bit warmer. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed some of the parts from Auckland. It was very different.